you very much. My name's Chris Mallory. I'm the band director here at North Stafford High School. Thank you all for being here. We really do mean that. Thank you all for being flexible and getting here this evening. Obviously, we felt it was in our best interest, in the students' best interest, that we just kind of stayed off the roads tomorrow morning and just kind of played it safe. So we really, really appreciate you guys being here this evening for the concert. I am absolutely sure, once you hear the music that these guys are playing, that the quality of the program hasn't been diminished at all, and you're going to be treated to a really fine concert. So thank you all for being here. I'd like to thank a few people before we move on with the concert. I'd like to thank our administration and especially our assistant principal for the Fine and Performing Arts, who is Mr. Brandon Neal. He's back there. So it's been a good round of applause. Thank you. It is absolutely amazing to have Mr. Neal here. This is his first year here at North. We actually go back many years, but it's really cool to have an assistant principal that's moving chairs around and putting stands up and moving percussion equipment. So thank you, Mr. Neal, and doing lights, as you can see. So thank you, Mr. Neal, for that. We would also like to thank the our Band Booster organization here, who's been providing some food and all that kind of stuff. So thank you very much to our Band Boosters. As you can see, we are very, very happy to, this room has been under renovation for the first half of the year. We're not quite finished. We don't have the sound, as you can see. We don't quite have the sound. Apparently it's going to be installed next week. But we do have our lighting system up and running. This is the first time I've been on in a spotlight. This is fantastic. So this is really great, and you guys are going to be treated to this facility really, really needed an update with sound and lights, and we're so thankful to the county, the schools, school board, and board of supervisors to be able to provide this for us. You're going to see just the difference. We know earlier today we turned the lights on for the students just so they can get used to it, and it was like this, big UFO type thing coming down. So we're very happy to have it here. Okay, so at this time, I would like to introduce the person who's going to introduce the clinician. So please welcome our coordinator for visual and performing arts, Dr. Bellino.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here. I can't see any of you because this light is super blinding, but we are really grateful to have it. Before we begin, I would like to thank our 5 high school band directors, and we can't see them, but let's just cheer really loudly for them, right? I'd like to thank from Brook Point, Tyler Thompson, Ford, Rob Gillette, from Mountain View, Austin Fairley, Austin Nicholas, I just had a moment. From Stafford High School, Austin Nicholas. Now Austin Nicholas used to be the band director at North Stafford, and now he has a new home at Stafford High School. And then of course Chris Mallory, who is Our 5 high school band directors are just super terrific. They are incredibly committed and dedicated to their programs and their students, and so I'm very grateful to work with them. And now I'm also equally grateful and excited to introduce our guest conductor, Dr. Rebecca Daniel. And I actually know Dr. Daniel as a friend, and one of the reasons that I was really excited for her to come and guest conduct with us is that she has a really extensive knowledge of new repertoire and really cool, exciting, fresh perspectives on band music. And so I think you'll hear some of that tonight as well as some oldies but goodies. And so Dr. Daniel is currently the Director of Bands and Music Professor at Eastern Kentucky University, and you can read about her in your program. But without further ado, I want to bring her to the stage as we welcome Dr. Daniel and our high school all-county band for 2024.
everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dr. Daniel. Thank you all. I want to echo what Mr. Mallory said earlier. Thank you all for being here this evening and supporting the local music education community. I am, as Dr. Bellino said in the very gracious introduction, my name is Dr. Daniel, and I am the Director of Bands at Eastern Kentucky University, which is in Richmond, Kentucky, just outside of Lexington. And there I teach undergraduate and graduate conducting, as well as conduct the wind ensemble and concert band program there, and oversee all the athletic bands and entities within the band program. I'm really excited to be here in Virginia, and albeit more brief than we thought, we've had a phenomenal time today. And just for context, these students have been incredible. We're performing with less than 6 hours of rehearsal. And so what I told them was, this is literally a professional situation. And I treated them as such. So we rehearsed a few things, touched on some sections, but really had to keep it very big picture, which really forces the players to be really independent and take advantage of every time and opportunity to get some mental reps in and perform always in every rep. And so, and they've done just that and have been terrific collaborators throughout the day. And so, will you join me in congratulating them? That piece is titled Prestissimo, and it's a march by Carl King, who was an infamous march composer. He's also a euphonium player and also a conductor. He actually finished out his career in Fort Dodge, Iowa, and for which I gave them some useless trivia today. If you ever find yourself in Fort Dodge, Iowa, there is a bronze statue of Carl King in the downtown area, so fun fact. This next piece is titled Hunting Scenes by composer Satoshi Yagasawa, and we're going to play a scene from Hunting Scenes, just to kind of give you an excerpt of the piece. And so this piece is basically a tone poem, and it's based on many Taiwanese melodies and folk tunes. And so we hope you enjoy a scene from Satoshi Yagasawa's Hunting Scenes. Thank you. So I do just want to say that it's been a thrill being here today. I was going to say these past few days, but it really has just been since today. But one thing I know, albeit my brief time here with the students, is that music education is alive and well here in this district, and it's really exciting. And so I just want to acknowledge and say thanks to the music educators in the county, elementary teachers, general music teachers, middle school, high school directors, all of them. They're the ones who work diligently and support these students and teach them. And I only worked with them for like about 6 hours. And so what you hear on stage is really a product of their diligent efforts and their talents. And so can you join me in thanking the music education teachers? Like I said earlier, I really challenge the students to sort of mimic a true professional gig. And so we are taking musical risks during the performance, and we're going to take some in this next piece as well, a piece called Grace Before Sleep. So you're going to hear and feel opportunities where just in the moment I'm pushing and pulling the tempo a little bit, and it's not prescribed. It's just we're doing it in the moment, and that takes a lot of focus and independence on the students' part to be in the moment and be able to do that. And so they've done really, really well. And so again, we're not backing off on the expectation just because we had a couple hours of rehearsal. So I think you're going to hear some of that. I do want to read the text of this piece before we play it. It's originally a choir piece by composer Susan LeBar, and it's just a stunning, beautiful piece. And Dr. Eric Wilson also thought so. He's the director of bands at Baylor University, and he decided to take the choir piece and transcribe it for concert band, which I think is great. And it's definitely a different medium, but I think it fares very well as a band piece. So I want to read the text to you really quickly. And I'm reading the text because since it's a band piece, you're not going to hear it. But I do just want to give you brief context. It says, how can our minds and bodies be grateful enough that we have spent here in this generous room, we three, this evening of content? Each one of us has walked through storm and fled the wolves along the road. But here, the hearth is wide and warm. And for this shelter and this light, accept, O Lord, our thanks tonight. And so the text, to me, one thing that I think about when reading the text, among many things, the one thing that stands out to me is gratitude and really reflecting on the little things that we're blessed to have, even in the midst of perhaps challenging times relative to everyone. Gratitude is sort of the main theme in the text. And so students and I had a brief conversation about that during rehearsal, and I asked them to think of one or maybe a few people in their lives, maybe current, maybe in the past, that have cared for them, have or do love them and show them love and unconditional support no matter what, and had them think about what that means to them and how that makes them feel grateful, and to sort of use that as kind of your muse when performing the piece. And so they've been thinking a lot about how that and how their gratitude informs their approach to the piece. So we say, and you hear all the time, you see it written on things, music speaks when words fail, or something like that, maybe in different iterations. And it's a cliche, but cliches are cliches for a reason. And so I've been really challenging them to think about what they want to say in their music making and what they want to express. And so this is going to be their interpretation of Susan LeBar's Grace Before Sleep, and we hope that you enjoy. Okay, we have one more piece for you all. this evening. But first, I do want to thank Mr. Chris Mallory and Dr. Anna Marie Galino for the invitation to be a part of this event, and also for your gracious hospitality and handling me throughout the day. And so can you join me in thanking both of them? Even though, I would love to have had more time, but even though we were cut short a little bit today, we did have some opportunities to have some conversations, me and the students, and there's one thing that they're really wanting me to reveal to them, and that is what my primary instrument is. And I have been stringing them along throughout the day. And so, what have we eliminated so far? Clarinet, right? Flute, oboe, bassoon, French horn, and euphonium. And kazoo. That's right. Kazoo and D flat specifically. So, and only triangle gigs on the weekends, that's for sure. So, okay. Well, then I can tell you that my primary instrument, I am not a percussionist. Some of you don't look shocked. The percussionists are like, yeah, we knew it the whole time. So, I can also eliminate at this time a member of the woodwind family. I'm not a woodwind player, primarily. Does that help? So my primary instrument is, can we get maybe a drum roll or something? That'd be fun. Yeah. I was gonna do dynamics, just for dramatic effect. Go again. They're awesome, dude. That is it. I am a trombone player. Don't hold it against me. No, just kidding. All right. So there you have it. Told you. I promised that I would tell you. Okay. Some of you guessed it from the beginning. You've been holding true. So congratulations. Okay. Awesome. Fun. Okay. We have one more piece. Without further ado. This is Shostakovich folk dances, and this was also arranged for concert band by retired director of bands at the University of Michigan, H. Robert Reynolds. So thank you all again for being here. It's been a blast, and this is Folk Dances. Thank you all, and safe travels home.